the dispute between Canada and India has escalated significantly, with both nations expelling senior diplomats in response to Canada's allegations of India's involvement in the assassination of a Sikh activist on Canadian soil. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau made the startling claim that Canada was investigating credible allegations linking India to the June killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a Canadian citizen and prominent Sikh leader. This move has led to a sharp deterioration in relations between the two countries. Trudeau stated that Canadian security agencies had been actively pursuing these allegations and would take all necessary steps to bring the perpetrators to justice. As a result, Canada expelled an Indian diplomat, described by Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly as the head of India's intelligence agency in Canada. India responded swiftly by expelling a senior Canadian diplomat based in India, giving the individual 5 days to leave the country. India's foreign ministry released a statement expressing its growing concern about Canadian diplomats' interference in their internal matters and their alleged involvement in anti-India activities. The victim of the assassination, Hardeep Singh Nijjar, was a prominent Sikh leader in Western Canada. He was tragically gunned down in his truck by two masked gunmen outside a Sikh temple in Surrey, British Columbia, in June. Nijjar's death deeply shocked and outraged the Sikh community in Canada, which is one of the largest Sikh populations outside of India, with over 770,000 members. Following Trudeau's accusations, two prominent Sikh community groups in Canada, the British Columbia Gurdwaras Council, BCGC, and Ontario Gurdwaras Committee, OGC, called on the Canadian government to suspend all intelligence, investigative, and prosecutorial cooperation with India. They emphasized the gravity of India's alleged role in Nijjar's murder and its connection to the Khalistan movement. Hardeep Singh Nijjar was an outspoken supporter of Khalistan, a separate Sikh homeland, and frequently led peaceful protests against what he perceived as human rights violations in India and in support of Khalistan. The Khalistan movement is considered a national security threat by the Indian government, with several associated groups listed as terrorist organizations. In 2020, India's National Investigation Agency accused Nijjar of attempting to radicalize the Sikh community globally in favor of Khalistan, inciting Sikhs to vote for secession, agitate against the Indian government, and engage in violent activities. India vehemently denied Trudeau's allegations, calling them absurd and motivated and emphasizing its commitment to the rule of law. The White House expressed deep concern about the allegations, emphasizing the need for Canada's investigation to proceed and the perpetrators to be brought to justice. Canadian authorities have not yet made any arrests in connection with Nijjar's murder but continue to investigate 3 suspects and a possible getaway vehicle. Australia also expressed deep concern over the allegations and conveyed its concerns to India, recognizing the significance of the Indian diaspora in its multicultural society. The allegations made by Canada against the Indian government, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, are likely to further strain relations between the two nations. An ongoing trade deal between them has been put on hold due to the serious concerns raised by India's Commerce and Trade Minister. The issue of activism within Canada's Sikh diaspora has long been a source of tension between the two countries. Modi's decision not to hold a one-on-one meeting with Trudeau during the recent G20 summit in New Delhi further underscores the strained relations. Trudeau's perceived sympathy for Sikh activists, as demonstrated during his 2018 visit to India, has been a contentious issue between the two leaders. The modern Khalistan movement traces its origins to the period around India's independence from Britain in 1947, when some Sikhs demanded a separate nation in Punjab. The movement gained prominence over the years, leading to violent clashes between its followers and the Indian government. The 1984 storming of Amritsar's Golden Temple by Indian troops, ordered by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, resulted in significant Sikh outrage and her subsequent assassination by Sikh bodyguards. The violence following Gandhi's death claimed thousands of lives, and in 1985, Sikh separatists bombed an Air India plane, killing all 329 people on board, including many Canadians of Indian descent. While Khalistan supporters within India remain a minority, the movement continues to garner sympathy from some Sikhs in the global diaspora, particularly in Canada, Britain, and Australia, where a small but influential number support the idea of Khalistan and periodically hold referendums to establish a separate homeland.